Hi, so today I'll be going over how the blood flows through the heart. So we have to understand that we have four chambers in the heart. So we have the right atrium here, and then we have the right ventricle down here. Okay, and that is the right side of the heart. And then on the left side, we have the left atrium up here and the left ventricle. And now you should remember that the atriums are on top because the letter A comes before the letter V. So atriums on top and ventricles at the bottom. Okay, so blood is going to come in from the body and it's going to go into the right atrium here. All right, and it's going to come in either from the inferior vena cava down here or the superior vena cava up here. All right, so from the right atrium we're going to go through this valve called the tricuspid valve, and then we'll dump into the right ventricle. Okay, when that opens up, and then when the right ventricle contracts, blood is going to be pumped out into the pulmonary artery. Okay, but it has to get past this valve here called the pulmonary valve. Okay, all right, and then the pulmonary arteries are going to take blood away from the heart. Okay, so just remember the A in artery means away from the heart. Okay, so these pulmonary arteries are going to take the blood into the lungs. Okay, so we'll have the left lung over here, and then we'll have the right lung. So let's review what we got so far. So we have blood coming in from the body, and then we're going to go into the right atrium, and then we'll get past the tricuspid valve, and I wrote down tri right here, and you'll see why later on in this video. And then we'll go into the right ventricle. From the right ventricle, we'll get past the pulmonary valve, and we'll go into the pulmonary arteries. Okay, and arteries always go away from the heart. Okay, and then in the lungs, we have oxygen exchange. We'll get rid of the CO2, and we'll intake some oxygen. And then once we do the oxygen exchange, we'll be going back into the heart through the means of the pulmonary veins. Okay, then we have them on both sides. Okay, and we'll end up in the left atrium, and then from the left atrium, we will be going into the left ventricle, but we have to get past this valve right here. Okay, so remember left atrium, then we're going to the bicuspid valve, and then into the left ventricle down here. So remember how I told y'all that I put tri over here on the tricuspid valve for a reason? Well, this kind of helps me remember which valve comes first. So on the right side of the heart, we have the tricuspid valve. On the left side, we have the bicuspid/mitral. So remember this: whenever you go to the store, you want to try it before you buy it. And that's just a little mnemonic that kind of helped me remember stuff. Okay, so from the left atrium, the ventricle, and then we'll be going into the aorta. Okay, but we have to get past through this valve here called the aortic valve. Okay, the aortic valve. So once we're in the aorta, we have to get the blood out to the body. So we will either go down here this way and out into the body, or we'll be going up here where the aorta branches off. Okay, and each of those arteries go to different places. We have some going to the brain, and then some for your arms, and then the aorta goes down to your legs and other organs. But anyways, let's review everything. Okay, so we'll have blood coming in from the body into the right atrium here, and then from the right atrium we'll get past the tricuspid valve down here. And then after getting past the tricuspid valve, we'll go into the right ventricle. And then from the right ventricle, we'll be going past the pulmonary valve here. And after getting past the pulmonary valve, we'll go into pulmonary arteries. And, branches off into the left lung and the right lung. And that's where oxygen exchange happens. And then we'll go back through the pulmonary veins into the left atrium here, up here, okay? After getting past through the left atrium, we'll be going to the left ventricle. But first we gotta get past the bicuspid valve here, okay? After getting past through the bicuspid valve, we'll go through the aortic valve into the aorta, and then out into the body. I hope you guys found this helpful. If you guys could leave a thumbs up and subscribe, that'll be great. Thank you.